Hey guys, hey there, hey. I'm Bunny Mike Game You and
I'm Jiggly Puff.
And we are
Girls Can't Geek.
Oh, and this week we are joined by
Daddy Sun Shyne.
And
Dre of ALL Trades.
And
I see Nella.
Okay, the Discord squad is in full effect. We have had such a great few weeks. I mean, we've been doing a lot of chatting, but at the same time, we've been doing a lot of watch parties. Not everybody can make it to every watch party. Not everybody enjoys the entire watch party, right, Jig?
Yo, sometimes life happens, you know?
Facts only. But the wonderful thing that we've been able to do is get to know each other and more about ourselves by way of journeying together through so many dope ass shows. I mean, it started out with the anime binge watch and it turned into sci-fi, it turned into black sci-fi, it turned into ratchet anime ghost story.
Yeah.
Show of hands, who low-key really enjoys October's thrilling ghost stories ratchery?
Come on. It's great.
What's wrong, Jig? You didn't like it?
Jiggly Puff is a scaredy cat and we don't watch horror things. I will be up all night with the lights on. What was that? Who was that? I can't thump in the night. No, none of that. Like I truly get scared. I can't do it. But I love seeing how much fun everybody is having. I look in the chat and I'd be like, wait, what happened here last night? Like what was going on?
That chat be bumping. Super lit.
Yo.
One of the things I wanted to tell you guys about, Jiggly Puff is not the only one that's a scaredy cat, stay scary. SD Trinity is the same way. I mean, she's so scared, she couldn't even make it to the episode after Halloween. I mean, Halloween took her out.
Yo.
Lit.
But it's a big love. Shout out to SD Trinity. We'll have her on. Don't worry about it. She's somewhere underneath the covers with her marshmallows, getting ready for the Christmas season, okay? But speaking of Christmas season, shout out to the guys over at King's Custom Apparel.
Ooh.
I have a surprise for you.
Appreciated, Kings.
Hey, yeah.
Mhm.
What's in the box?
Uh,
What's in the box?
What's in the box, right? So what is in the box, Jiggly? Right now, I am going to share with you guys, because I quite don't know. I know that the guys over at King's Custom Apparel did hit me up via DMs on Instagram, saying that they love what we're doing over at Girls Can't Geek's page. When I read it, I was just like, wow, you know, you should definitely join the Discord. And we got into a little discussion about what it is that they do over at King's Custom Apparel. It's really cool how they can be able to take your logo or take your icon or anything of that nature and printing press it on a variety of things. So why don't we open up the box and see what we got inside?
Let's do it. I'm
Go.
excited.
Ready? Let's go. Let's
I
go.
want to know.
All right.
A box inside a box?
Big bag in a box.
Oh, shit. I like it already. So this is a t-shirt with the logo.
Oh, that's lit.
And the GCG logo.
Hey.
That's what's up.
That's fire.
Okay.
Yes.
Savagery.
I love
That's super
it.
fire.
Integrity. Look how soft it is, y'all know.
Is it soft? I love a good t-shirt.
Oh my God.
It looks
already
great.
lit. So it's super soft. It's Jersey's dry power. So you know what that means. It's sport ready. So
Got you.
this might be a thing for us.
All right.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
thinking
wait
that's
to
lit.
rock it.
Let's see what else we got.
Come
Got
on.
healthy cheeks on the shirt. Okay.
I need one,
Come on.
right?
Wow, look, we got the KCA logo. Okay, King's Custom Apparel with the
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
With the
all right.
dog tags.
Okay.
Custom
Sugar.
dog tags.
All right.
Wow.
You know how I feel about the military. I always try
Right.
so I can share my time and share my influence for the military, particularly our airmen, our Marine Corps, and the Navy. So no shade to everybody else, but I have, you know, I've got my family. Oh, bitch, 22.
Oh,
Face
Hey.
mask. Okay.
Oh, with the
Face
face
mask.
mask, custom
Face
face
mask.
mask.
With the face mask.
With that KC80.
Hey.
What it do? What the lick read? What you think, guys? You think maybe y'all might want some of these?
Savage.
I'm
Definitely.
thinking
Word.
Kings is onto something. I'm looking
Yeah, I
like
like that.
Atticus. I'm looking like Atticus.
Not Atticus.
Little tick.
Woo! Wait, hold up.
There's more.
You know how I feel.
That better be if that's a mug, I swear to God, I want one.
A box in a box. What do you guys think is in here? What's
A
in
mug. It better be a mug.
He said mug. What do you think, Jig?
I'm bad at these games.
I know, right? I don't know, but it doesn't even shake.
It doesn't shake? Okay, well that's a good
And it's
sign.
not. Is it not heavy?
You know, Dre could be right. If it doesn't
A
shake,
little bit
right?
of weight on it.
Heavy.
That means it's packed tightly because whatever's in there is precious.
Right.
What do you think, Daddy Shine?
It might be like a little glass ball or something. If it's that heavy.
like
I don't
Ooh,
know.
a crystal ball.
I'm hoping it's like shot glass or something.
Oh,
Something big.
that's a good one. Yeah, look up.
That's what I'm
Shot,
thinking.
shot.
Or a snow
Come
globe.
on.
Or a
That's so
snow
cool.
globe, 'cause
Or a
people
snow
put
globe.
these
That'll
on
be lit.
So what?
Yeah.
me.
It's a
It's a mug.
Don't
Dang
play
it.
Oh, Dre went to go do the Maury run.
He
And
was
it's
right.
two sides, cheek to cheek, baby.
Hey.
Look at that. Look at that. Okay.
That's lit.
And this is perfect timing. You guys know we're about to get into the episode. So this is actually perfect timing for our Lovecraft themed episode for GCG, because I mean, seriously, we love the dog tags. And we're gonna need to get into it. Y'all know how much I love it, a coffee.
Come on.
I love it, a death wish.
Death wish.
So
Come on.
if you think about it, this is the perfect time for me to be able to get my coffee started. Listen, don't be mad at me for these germs.
Wash that cup out first.
I lick the gooch anyway. We already know
my
I'm
goodness.
Well, I mean,
She
I
said, I'm going.
Okay. So I think I'll be all right. I'll just take extra
a
steam.
little sippy.
A little bit.
Come on.
And in case you guys didn't know, I like to add to my death wish, I like to add at the bottom of my French press a little bit of cinnamon, right?
Well,
Especially around this time of the year, I always add, some people add nutmeg to their coffee. I'm a little Dominican with it. I like, from the Caribbean. Cinnamon is always helpful.
Yeah.
It aligns your chakras. Okay.
It smells so good. Cinnamon always smells good. Like when you add it to anything, it's just like,
I'll chew on that before I eat gum. I have a big thing about gum.
right.
That was so good for my death wish. Perfect timing. So, what do you guys think? Should we order some for the crew?
absolutely.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Definitely get into investing in some King's custom apparel, especially, we want to keep the crew, you know what I'm saying? Social distancing.
You need some of that drip.
I think a giveaway is a nice idea too.
I'm going to talk to them over. So shout out to you guys at King's Custom Apparel. We definitely love the incentive. We are looking forward to ordering anything and everything that we can. I see here we have thermoses, we have fitted caps, we have tank tops. I love it, the tank tops. And just about anything and everything.
Nice.
They're on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
King's Custom Apparel.
Yeah, and it's at King Jeff is here. You know what I'm saying? I also say it says Kings, right? This is I like this part. You always learn a little bit when you start reading fine print. This just says contact Jeff. It has Jeff's numbers, plural. And then the email, y'all ready to see his email? King at King's Adult Entertainment.
All right.
Okay, I see what's going on here.
What type of entertainment?
I don't know, but
I think the adjective would be adult.
I think
That's right.
I think the adjective is adult entertainment.
Oh no, I just mean, like Which bag are we in here? Because there's a lot of bags. What bag are we in?
Okay. So I'm excited. That was very fun. I look forward to seeing the eagerness in the rest of the cliques. The Girls Can't Geek Discord cliques dismay when they realized they weren't part of episode 14 and they couldn't share the love. But let's get into this episode. Jig,
let's do it.
Let us know, Jiggly.
Oh, we at the what episode are we on? What's the last one we watched?
Had to be 7. I think we were on 7.
Episode 7. So up until this point, like really my mind is just like blown on this series. I think it's amazing. I think that it was very intentional, everything that was done up until this point. Like there's nothing that happened that wasn't for nothing. It was no filler. You know what I mean? It was all driving the plot forward. I think the characters are written very well. I think that, gosh, it's just, I want to thank y'all too, because I already mentioned that I'm a scaredy cat, right? I saw this and I heard that it was like horror sci-fi, and I'm like so into the sci-fi, but so not here for the horror. So I really I really just want to thank like the fam for, choosing to watch this, because I probably wouldn't have watched it like alone at first.
Yeah, I don't think you would.
The girl is a scary cat,
Yeah,
so
and this has some freaky stuff.
It's got some freaky stuff, man. The first night I had to like text my neighbor and let him know like, hey, I'm just watching a scary movie, like I'm okay, because I was in my room like, ah!
I was wondering like,
Oh my God.
What point was it gonna get Nell? I see Nella is joining us after weeks of not showing his face, first of all.
Yeah, I do that.
Talk about that. Jiggly, you remember when
I ain't never seen you till now.
I was around. Nah, man, I'm usually just at work. I'm at work now, Big green screen LED behind me, but I do it. I make it work. But I love you guys, man. You guys are awesome. I love watching stuff with y'all. Back from when we first started, my biggest memories was watching Japan Sinks. That mess was crazy. We were shooketh. And it was just one of those moments where I just, got cool and was watching it with everybody. And it was just like one of the best bonding experiences. So I try to tune in as much as I can. Sometimes I can't show my face, but that's why I wanted to make sure that I could get on here and show some love. So that's all.
Definitely.
And then one of the best things, think about it. Jiggly, you decided that you would shed your fear of sci-fi and horror with us. And then, I see Nella decides he wants to shed his, shyness of showing where he works to us. And now we have just grown as a family. We've kind of spoken up with this watch party vibe and this whole like sharing this experience with each other as a family. What I kind of wanted to know was Jig, help me out. Like, how you can't doubt love when we accept you for coming as you are. Jig,
all you gotta do is just come and show up. Like really, really. There, I said earlier, life happens, and sometimes like we can't always be there. But whenever I have to go and like be away, go do other things, like I'm always thinking in the back of my mind, like, man, I wish I was kicking it with the homies. Like, this is a great space. It's a great place. You talked about bonding, like we get to come together and we get to just be who we are and be ourselves, and it's all love. Like I love it. I enjoy it every time. I enjoy running back through the chats and seeing like what's up with folks and how's everybody doing and what we talking about over here. And people always have knowledge and wisdom to add and to provide to other folks, and people just they take it or they leave it, but there's no friction.
100%.
None.
What about coming as you are, whether you're dealing with having to take the mask off from the day, at the end of the day, when you can catch up with the Discord clique, when you can catch up with the watch party. Shout out to Al that is so gracious. to be able to share with us his Nitro account. His Nitro account is popping. You know, it's a way for us to be able to go live and do a watch party twice a week.
Word.
Out, Thursday. Getting there. You know, everybody don't stay awake during the whole thing, but
ew, everybody don't stay awake during the whole thing. Andre, you know about that?
I have a rebuttal. I have a rebuttal, and I can sit there and say
what? You have a what?
Rebuttal.
Oh,
So it's like,
Dre, we had to wake you up for this.
Wait, I wasn't even trying to sleep.
You were kind of asleep in the beginning. Right? You were leaned over.
I was laying over. I was stretching.
Like, you be here, you get into this position right here, and everybody know this position. This position right here.
Why is she so accurate? Somebody help.
That's my go-to position. When I'm just chilling, I'm like this. I'm like,
You chill yourself right to sleep, bro. It's all good though.
Oh my God.
Dre,
when you fall asleep on camera, you're really trying to hang. You're really trying to be with the bros, right? I mean, you know, you ain't got it all the time. And sometimes you be like, with mouth open on camera, and we'd be like, where'd Dre go? Oh, he sleep. There you go right there. But you be rocking. You be hanging.
I try my best.
Daddy Shine. I need Daddy Shine to chime in on this. Because Daddy Shine is the professional. Okay, in case y'all didn't know, in the GCG world, that is the Discord chat. Number one in the clique when it comes to knowing how to deal with sleep and naps and everything in between is Daddy Shine. Daddy Shine, tell them how the accuracy.
So yeah, Jig, I was pretty accurate with the pose there. I'm pretty new to the world, but yeah, I've seen Dre fall asleep a couple times in the past few hours. So I trust you 100%. Dre, it's okay. I mean, we all sleep at some point, right?
Yeah. It's like, okay. Like I said, I'm trying to keep up as much as possible. I work my ass off during the week. So this is like the first time in like many years I can actually have a Saturday and a Sunday off. So I don't know how to act. So I'll be like this.
That's what I like to hear. At the end of the day, we all know what it's like, Dre. Working our asses off and still being able to come home and join the fam, kick back and relax, and know that you could feel accepted. I mean, Daddy Shine puts them to nap time all the time. You know, Mini Bunny I wish Mini Bunny was little enough to take a nap, but we'll get there. You know, so that being said, it is what it is. Most of us are parents or we're doggy parents. Ain't that right, Jig?
Word, my little munchie is right here.
Is he taking a nap?
He is taking a nap. Napped right out.
Daddy Shine, is your baby taking a nap?
Both of them. And the dog. So I think I'm good.
Nella.
Naps available.
What's up?
We not lucky enough to say that about ours. They too big now, ain't it?
No, they way too big for that. My daughter turned in 8 in like 2 weeks. She finna be on my neck. So nah, we out here.
So while we're on the subject of being out here, I wanted to ask, we have reached episode 7 and we've got 3 episodes left to go into this season. I want for us to comb through these amazing episodes that we've had so far and just kind of fill us in, let us know which episode of all that we've watched so far, each of you feels like got you closer to get to know Atticus Freeman and Letitia Lewis. Letitia motherfucking Lewis. And the first person I want to hear from is Jiggly Puff.
Yo, so really when I thought back to it, like what pulled me into each of them as a character, it was really from the jump. Like from episode 1, I was really like into them, into their mission, into their relationship. With Letitia, like she's really, really tenacious. She came through in episode 1 and was like, she was like on it. Like in the first episode, there was the scene in the diner where they came in and Uncle George, he was all like, you know, yeah, we gonna do this, right? You know, we're gonna come, we're gonna eat here, and we're gonna take our space. We're gonna take up space, right? And Letitia went to the bathroom and came back and was like, yo, we got to get the fuck out of here. Like right now, let's go. Like she took charge of the situation right away. And I was like, ooh, Letitia motherfucking Lewis, right? So there was that time. And then there was like with her driving with the dirty cops chasing them across the tracks. It was just, that scene was just like, it was crazy. It was crazy. And then again, the first night when they were in the forest and she had to run back out there and run to Woody and then hit back to the shed, like she was hyped from the jump. And I was like, ooh, I like her. Like we friends now. I'm rooting for you the whole way. With Atticus, like, I think it still circles back to Letty in a way. And you know, this series does a lot to highlight women and the strength of women. Atticus, he is very intent on finding his answer. He's very intent on not giving up. He's going to do it however he can. Sometimes he don't make the best choices, or we don't always agree with his choices, but he is moving forward on his mission. But when he falls apart, and he falls apart a lot, and sometimes we're like, damn, Atticus, why you falling apart again? Let it be right there. And she'd be like, nope, suck that shit up. Let's go. Like, and as their relationship grows, they become closer and turn into this couple. But in the beginning, you see already they're locked into each other. Even though they kind of like fight it for a while before they really like go for it, they're locked in. And they're locked in, they're on a mission, and I'm with it. Like I was riding with them from day one.
I love it. I love to hear it.
100%.
Can you let us know?
What's up?
I want you to let us know, because you know you came through with the avatar for every episode.
I did.
Essentially, I'm very interested in hearing your take on it, because you know me and Dre go way back. Me and Jig is, you know what I'm saying? Shine, we feel you. I'm interested next in hearing what you have to say, Nella, because you know you didn't really show us much of your face.
Yeah.
Or which episode or what episodes plural allowed for you to realize, wow, like I'm really getting closer to Letitia motherfucking Lewis and
right.
Atticus Freeman.
Definitely, I think the most impactful episode for me was definitely the episode for Tick when he went back into Korea. Like it was like, because I didn't understand. It was like going over my head. I know I was glancing at every couple of seconds, like, oh, okay, this is a good show. Like, but I didn't really know what I was seeing. I was like, I'm not understanding this plot. I'm not understanding who this Korean woman was when he was in that house, when he got locked in the room. And I was like, it's a lot of magic stuff going on. And I was kind of thrown. But when I just sat down and I was watching it, and I was like, okay, this is crazy. Like he's dealing with like his own internal struggle because of his back and forth with his father, and like dealing with what he's done and that anger he was dealing with, and like looking at how he got to where he was as a soldier. Like, I think that was my favorite episode, the most impactful one for me. With Letitia, all of her moments were really good. I think that like the early moment, like when they were in the same one, when they were in that house and she had to like attack him with the knife, like when the snake came, and like, I was like, why is that her fear? Like, what is actually going on? And like having those flashes of her, like being pregnant and stuff like that, like bringing it in and being like, uh-oh, we got something juicy cooking up here. Like, it was those type of moments. And even with Montrose, like being able to break out of that shell and be able to show his true love for Sammy and stuff like that. It was really just powerful. It was powerful moments all throughout the show that I really enjoyed for everyone. So,
what about Daddy Shine? You're new on the block, and you know, and yet you don't skip a beat. I'll just say that. Do you agree, Jig?
Word.
For me, Atticus specifically, I would say episode 6, like I see Nella, the Meet Me in Daegu. From when they first showed him at the war, he just seemed so desensitized and, you know, do what you're told, just the normal soldier. So when he executes, you know, the nurse, you know, for being a communist or whatever, then you get this idea of him being this, hard military guy with no feelings. But then when she sees him in the hospital, he's vulnerable. He's humble and sensitive, reading books in the bed. You usually see people, you usually see people's true colors when they're at their lowest point. So now he's in the bed and he's hurt, but he's still sensitive. And he's able to discuss things with the nurse, although he doesn't know that, you find out later, about him killing her friend and everything. But you just see him at his lowest point. And even through that, he turns into this hopeless romantic where he brings her to the military base and, sets up the movie and the chairs, and they develop this love. And it's like, okay, wait, he's a lover. He's not a fighter. He's just here. And then he's only there to prove to his dad that he can be a man, but then you get into the whole drama with him and his father. So I'm not gonna talk about that, but yeah, so he's there for the wrong reasons. He's there to show his dad that he can be a man, but as a person, he's a lover. And he's sensitive. He's just an overall good guy. So that just made me, that gave me a lot of respect for him as a person. But he was still young, finding himself. So everyone makes their mistakes, I guess.
Were there any steps or bumps in the road that allowed for you to feel like, I don't know, Daddy Shine, like maybe you can come to grips with kind of feeling that way sometimes, where you have to prove that you're a man, and sometimes it's just exhausting.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Toxic masculinity is a real thing. Outside influences, your parental influences mold you to be who you are. There's a whole, and I know Icy Nella talked about a lot of it, there's a whole couple episodes where Atticus is really dealing with his father and the influence his father would get put on him. And it goes even to episode 7 when he finally finds out his father's gay, and he has that whole breakdown outside, like just realizing like he was putting all this on me because of who he is. And he put all that on, his father got all that put on him by his own father. So it goes downhill. So finding who you are is just a lot to deal with.
And that's such a touching moment. It's a touching message as well, because it's like, I know, as a man, like so many times, like realizing why people treat you that way is such an important thing to realize. Like when you grow up and you're like, dang, that's why that happened. That's why that happened. Especially growing up as a Black male, like it's just a lot where when those moments hit you, it's like, dang, like, and it's just like, it's those,
like an epiphany. It's one.
It really is. And it's just consistent.
Personal growth and self-realization is a hell of a
100%.
thing.
Yeah.
They tell you can't cry, pick yourself up. They don't want you can't, being as a Black man, you can't show emotion. And that haunts us because a lot of us feel that pain and we want to show that pain, but we have to put on this mask of, okay, I'm the strong man. I can't show no emotion and just move forward. But at the same time, it breaks you down on the inside and it really shatters you.
One of the wonderful things that I've always loved about you, Dre, and Dre is a day zero. Dre's been GCG since zero. So shout out to you for that. One of the things I love about Dre is his ability to be able to translate and transmute what he just mentioned, the ability to be resilient despite the breaking down and restructuring of the self as a Black man first, and a man second. Dre, can you go through your Atticus Freeman transmuting kind of moments? Where were you in these episodes that we've watched so far? Where were you in this season where you realized, holy fucking shit, this is what it is. This is the epiphany. What was it about Atticus Freeman that you felt made you closer and connect?
I think it was at that time where he realized that his father was gay, and everything was brought down onto him when he said, I don't want you to be, he said, I did this because I didn't want you to be soft. But we already had that mentality about Atticus because he was already compassionate about certain things. He was already curious, and he was already that person where you can relate to him at the same time, where you could be like, okay, though, he's a man's man, but you can understand his complexity. He understands you compassionately at the same time. So by like a lot of us can relate to him. That we've been down that road before. We've been broken down. We have been built up. It made him a stronger person. But at the same time, I want to see how he matures a whole lot more in the last 3 episodes. I want to see the kind of man that he becomes in the end, and hopefully in season 2, if they don't screw this up. Because when it comes to our TV shows,
whoa, speak on it.
When it comes to our TV shows, we don't see anything past a season 3 or season 4. We don't see a season 2. When it comes to our television shows, they're like, yeah, that's enough self-awareness that we want them to have. So let's leave that there. Let's make the funny Tyler Perry sitcom. No.
100%.
Somebody had to say it. That's what's up.
I'm sorry.
Right back to Underground, where they just were like, oh yeah. Like it just.
Yo, what show they did? Okay. Hate to get off the topic, but perfect example. The first ever black superhero television show I watched as a kid was a show called Mantis, which starred the guy that does the voice for Martian Manhunter and Justice League Unlimited. Anyway, that was my first introduction to a black superhero that was serious, because I was introduced to Meteor Man, I believe, a year prior. But I always loved Robert Townsend because Robert Townsend's movies were always down to the point, always self-aware.
Talk about it.
Where he said, Meteor Man, he was like, I got my powers from this rock, but I still want to care for my community and get the drugs out. Now here we have Mantis, who was a black scientist who was paralyzed, and he fought crime, where they're saying, like, we're not going to believe in this guy. He's a black who's going to take a black superhero seriously? But I was like, yo, I want a season 2 of this. And we never got it. They canceled us out, and then the following year they came out with Lois and Clark, and everyone flocked to that. And that was like 6 seasons of absolute trash.
It was trash, but it was like brain junk food.
It was, but now that I like, seriously, I have to say fuck Dean Cain because he's a Trump supporter. Yeah.
That part.
Whoa, we went there. Okay.
Fuck me up.
No, but listen, this is the best part about the Discord click. I am so proud of us for being able to share exactly what the fuck is on our mind and still be like, you know what? That's your mind, and I'm gonna respect it. I've always felt that was the best way to be, even with my scrutiny and my judgmentalness, and sometimes I can be a little what's the word, smug, but it's all in our nature, because we are souls having a human experience, and we're gonna go through the flows, we're gonna go through the changes. Speaking of changes, my next question would be, now that we're gearing up to finish season 1, and we have episode 8, 9, and 10 tonight that we're watching. Shout out to the Discord click. I wanted to get to ask the 4 of you, what do you guys predict for your favorite character and for your least favorite character moving forward throughout the rest of this season? And then I believe we're going to be done tonight with season 1, and we're moving on to American Gods, which is so much more yummy black goodness. But let's start with you, Jiggly. Where are your predictions? Where are you seeing your favorite and least favorite characters moving towards?
So I'm going to try to speak on my favorite characters, because I did some homework last night and I went too far ahead. I read too far ahead. I read extra chapters. So I've already seen a couple of them. I haven't watched the last one, but I already watched 8 and 9. So I'm not
Dre is gonna fall asleep anyway. Dre ain't gonna be you might as well help Dre out now. Help him out. Help the brother out.
Dre, You be falling asleep, but here's what you say: you work extremely hard during the week, and we all do. But I know a little bit about what you be up to, and so I want to thank you for spending your time, your extra precious time, your Saturday and your Sunday off with us. You know what I mean? Like you're coming and hanging out because it's that safe space, because it's that cool place where you could just be yourself and where your opinion is your opinion, and some people ride with you and some people don't, but everybody respects you. So thank you for giving your precious time, even though sometimes maybe we watching you sleep.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Oh. There it goes.
Like I said, I appreciate it. Like I said, when Bunny was starting this up, I said, look, I'm ride or die. Fuck it.
Word. You right.
I'm ride or die with all of y'all. Right.
Yo, the homie in the car, even if he sleep, he here. Here. Wake me up when we get there, when it's time to get out. No, but I want to go.
I see Nella in his car. I've seen Fizz in his car. And then Nelly be going to work.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So back to
I'm gonna talk about my favorite episode instead of my favorite character or my favorite predictions, because I've already seen. I'm gonna talk about my favorite episode. Okay. My favorite episode was episode number 5. There was a lot of deep stuff in there. I could go on and on and on about it, but I'll say that like initially it broke my heart. Like I was so sad for the space that I saw Ruby in when she made the choices that she made. I was just like, why? I understood. I'm not saying I didn't understand. I understood why she did what she did. It doesn't mean that I agree, but I understand. But I was sad for her. I was sad for the way that she felt. And then I was also sad because I identified with it. I understood where she was coming from the perspective.
What did you feel like you identified with, baby?
So I identified with her desire to be seen as human. You know what I mean? To be treated as an equal. And that's coming from a place as a Black woman, but also as a woman in general. Like I work in a male dominated.
Look, you see, they don't be wanting to let you be great. You're gonna have to.
Yeah, she can't be great. The internet was like, stop her.
You say you better. They like.
He's like, don't let her educate the youth.
Don't let her.
Can you just bring it back? Can you just see me?
I guess we.
You have to bring it back because the Zoom gods was like.
Oh, did it? All right. Well, did you catch the male-dominated industry?
That's where it stopped.
Yeah. All right. So I work in a male-dominated industry. There's a lot of opposition towards women and letting women do and letting women be heard. And like I connected with her on the desire to just be seen as me, just be seen as valuable, just be seen as, you know, a person who got here and is just as equally able to be here as you are. You know what I mean? I understood that. I didn't understand, and that's why I was really sad for her, is her, you know, essentially trading her Blackness for another experience. I didn't agree with that. I don't think I would ever trade my Blackness for another experience. I was told to be proud of that, but to want to be seen as equal and human by white people, not just by men, but by white people, I understand that. I understand that desire, but I want to fight for it in a different way. I'm not there for that. But it was really impactful. And in that same episode, Gian, she also had no, I think that was the next one. But I liked her experience was very similar to Ruby's in the fact that she was a woman who was without power, who was being controlled, and eventually they both came around. And I love the way Ruby came around to hers. I mean, it was definitely dramatic. It was very dramatic. But I am glad that they wrapped that back around and she understood why it was so important to relish her Blackness. She still did some trading on the other side, but you could tell that she had dealt with that struggle. She had been through it. And I feel like she, at the end of it, came out to understand, like, you know, what's important about being Black. I'm glad that they wrapped that around, because if she was about to turn into the character I hated the most.
Yo, talk about it,
When she
babe.
did it, I was like, baby, no. No, don't do it.
I want to hear Daddy Shine's take on it. If
Yeah,
you have any predictions on your favorite or least favorite, or maybe they're the same thing, similarly to Jiggly. What about you, baby?
Yeah, well, I wanted to say two things about what Jiggly said. One, I can only imagine the level of stress and anxiety they dealt with back in that time, being Black, or being a Black woman especially. And so I understand wanting to be accepted. Two, self-hate is real. So that kind of leads into the self-hate where I want to be somebody else. And so she got that taste of, oh, I'm accepted. Let me, she starts drinking that water. She wants to be accepted. So she over and over again until she starts losing herself, but then she found it.
Yeah.
So that was like you said, she was real close to being my most hated. My most hated right now has to be Montrose. Yeah. And so one thing, I love that he is finding himself, because that's probably one of the hardest things to do, especially being a Black man back in that day, with the influences of his father. But the way when he finally discovered himself, and he had that great night out, with his boyfriend, I want to call him his boyfriend, the great night out, and in the morning of, and he just heard that the guy ran into his neighbor. And now all of a sudden he's defensive again. And then he starts picking a fight over bacon. And it's like, why are you doing that? And then he has the whole fit in the hallway, and he's like yelling, like, why? Just because now he has all that toxic masculinity that was imposed on him, trying to bring his way back up. So now he's starting to hate himself again, when he was just in like a perfect place the day before, and even that morning. So just love yourself and accept who you are, and you'll be happy. And I just hated that he was going back down the negative path. So I'm hoping he gets some type of redemption in the season finale or close to it.
Definitely.
Because he's a great character. It's kind of hard seeing Omar from The Wire.
Oh, damn.
Play a whole different role. So I'm used to seeing that part, but I love it. I love the versatility. So I mean, I'm hoping he gets his redemption later on.
What about you, Nella?
Yeah. My favorite character, it's weird. So like, I love Tick. I just love the way that his progression has been. I think one of my awkward favorite characters is Christina Williams, because she knows so much more than she's telling people. And it's like, I'm waiting to see like the actual behind the secrets and behind the story unfold, and be like, okay, this is the reason why I'm trying like to do what I'm doing. And like just the growth of that character coming to fruition. My least favorite character, that's hard. I don't really have one. I don't have a character I don't like. What's his name? Lancaster pisses me off. But I mean, that's just gonna happen. But yeah. But so maybe hopefully somebody just hate him. Yeah, he just needs to get stomped out. But yeah, I'm hoping that in the future, like especially with like the Christina Williams character, like I get to see like this drastically humongous beyond fathoming plot come into light, and then just blow me away. Cause like I like how the transformations and the potions were so necessary to show the truth behind these characters through their lying. It's just like, oh, well, here, take this potion where you can do something that no one else can do and find your truth behind the lies you're showing everyone else. And it was like with Ruby, like, it was like you seen what she really wanted and how she felt about things. And, when she got her revenge, God bless that man's butt cheeks. But
I love it. I love it. Talk about it, Nella. Talk about it.
Man, that was a moment of redemption that I wasn't ready for, but it was well deserved. I mean, she deserved every moment of being able to break her shell while also breaking a stiletto off in somebody else. But it was dope. It was dope. I thought it was dope. But yeah. So long story short, I'm hoping Christina Williams comes in with some kind of mind-boggling twist to this truth about the language of Adam and how to decipher this stuff that's going on. So that's where I'm at.
All right. My turn, right?
Yeah, baby.
I want to see Hippolyta. I want to see her be much more of what she is right now. Because even when I picked it up, when she was telling her daughter the story about naming the comet,
Hera's chariot.
Yep, and how they didn't want to give her that crown. And then you see her, she figured out how that little machine worked, went to go investigate it on her own, and discovered this whole new world, and discovered our good version, our proper version of Garnet. That's what so, and you saw her doing the calculations, discovering another Earth. Her becoming the person that she is, that when she was like, she kept shrinking, and then George helped her shrink more. That's why I called him a dumbass, because he's sitting there trying to piece it together. He was like, oh, damn, I did do that. I was like, how the fuck you now realize that shit? So by that, I want to see her progress at the end of the story being the key to everything, to the lodge, to the magic, pretty much. I want to see her being the stop to all of it, but then again, having another story behind it. That now we can have, okay, now magic now is going to go through, we're going to have aliens coming down here. It's like a whole different ballgame. That's why I said when I saw that wormhole open, I was like, oh, there's different dimensions to this now. There's going to be different levels to it. So this is how, okay, this is going to lead to a season 2 and a season 3 if they allow us to have this.
Wow.
So this is what I want to see. I want to see Hippolyta be so much more than her story. I want her to grow. No longer shrinking. I want her to grow more into this character that was here. So I could be like, damn, like it's almost like she knew what was going on before everyone else did.
Thank you. Somebody finally said it, because there were moments there. And come on, admit it, you guys. We were fucking afraid for her. We were tricked to be fearful for her, to worry for her and say, no, don't jump in Woody the Whip by yourself as a Black woman homemaker. Oh,
she checked Atticus about going off on her trip. He was like, you sure you don't want me to? Because, George she said, look here, I'm out. Like, real quick, like, I'm going.
We were all so scared for her.
She was not scared for herself.
Seriously afraid for her. And it took you to a place where we have to remember what she said. If I'm not mistaken, what episode was it? It was when she was with Josephine Baker, and they were in France. And she literally said, I think it was episode 7. And she said, you know what? I've just realized, and she's telling Josephine Baker after the epiphany that happened for her, because, every one of these characters have had one. She says, I realized I'm angry because they lynched me without me ever even noticing the noose. And she said she wanted to be able to just kill white people, white men particularly, because of the fact that they had found a way to set her up to want to be this homemaker, to want to be this woman that shouldn't go out there on a guide trip in Woody the Whip and go out there in whatever drip she needed, full clip, bars. And
bars.
It's like one of my biggest pet peeves is allowing women to take up space, but also allowing women to realize that they have every right to take up space. This entire story has taught us that the one character we were the most afraid for, it's way more powerful than Letitia motherfucking Lewis.
Way more.
That part.
Way more.
And she's so intelligent, but at the same time, she's so charismatic that she fooled even herself. And that is the part that I'm so grateful that Dre mentioned it. And then Jig did as well. It's just, there's moments where you're sitting there and you're like, yo, she had to G-check people. And in that same moment, check herself. And that is where it lies. At what point are you going to stop lying to yourself and be Montrose in the fucking, drag queen bar and just have your head, pull it out of your own ass and look to the sky and realize, yo, I'm that bitch or I'm that dude. And, I say it with love, but it's one of those moments where I think her name was Nawi, the warrior leader. And it's like it shakes you to the bone. She said, hey, when you fall to the ground in defeat, you're going to ask yourself, why am I here? You're going to ask yourself that. And you're going to ask yourself that and realize you are here. Why? You're here because you did not want to accept the lies they told you about yourself. You deserve to be here. You have earned being here. You are not one of these pussy motherfuckers that had to die out. And I say that shit with so much passion because that was the moment for me where of all the characters that I have, and I think Hippolyta is probably my favorite character, but the catalyst character for me has to be Nawi the warrior because she literally just barked out what I've always felt inside of me. There's a reason for every one of us to be here. And the only time you're gonna know what the fucking reason is when you're on the floor bleeding and you're realizing I'm not staying down. And you're going to get up and you're gonna say, I'm not believing this fucking lie. I'm the truth. You're a liar. And you pick up and you just go out there and you do battle. And you, whether you win or you lose, you ain't pussy. You fight.
Hey.
And with that being said,
Come on.
Preach.
Come on. That's real.
Word.
I just want to thank everybody that's here. I want to thank Jiggly Puff for being so stylish. I definitely needed you.
Always glad to be here.
Thank you so much. I want to thank Dre for being A1 since day 0.
Come on.
Never giving up on the Girls Can't Geek brand. I mean, never. If I'm not mistaken, you're the first person to win a giveaway from this entire thing, right?
What? Congrats.
Yeah,
Successful.
it was a look. All right, let me tell y'all a story how I bumped into Bunny Mike Gaming.
Come on.
And this was clearly by accident because I was following the old co-host before I was introduced to Bunny. And then something came up on my feed, and it was this girl, like she had on the high top Kobe's that she was always wearing.
Yes.
Talking shit, and I was like, wait, what the fuck she talking about? I was like, and then I went to all powder. Oh, nah, she cool as shit. All right, fine. So I'll follow. And then surprisingly, she followed back. So that's a first for me. I was like, I don't know. I was like, all right, cool. So then she's going through her apartment. She had like all this geek shit and everything. She had this steering wheel for the PS3, a Logitech steering wheel. I was like, damn, that shit is like $300 fucking that I can't even get it at the time. And she was like, I think about giving this away. And I was like, you know what? Damn that, I'll take it. And she was like, no, I'm gonna do it for real. I'm gonna do the sweepstakes. So she created Girls Can't Geek, and they did the giveaway. And I was like, all right, I did all that she said, boom, 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 like, follow, comment. And then the next day, you won. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, damn. I was like, all right,
That's
cool.
Crazy.
So from there, I've been following the content. I was listening to the podcast. Following her Instagram. I was like, yo, she's a real one. Like she was not on no fake shit. And then she worked at Midtown Comics. I pulled up on her one day. She was like, oh shit. I was like, and we were vibing for a minute. And I was like, yo, if anyone ever says anything bad about her, she's fake, she's a gimmick, I'm gonna school their asses. Like, nah, get out of here with that bullshit. Like Bunny is a real one. Like she's the real deal, and I appreciate her hard work. I'm watching her feed, like she's working here, there, and still have time to bring us the content that we like and still talk about it and create a safe space for us. You have to appreciate somebody like that.
Word.
You really have to.
100%.
Like she was working I don't want to say 7 jobs, but I was like, yo, she was working her ass off.
7 days a week.
And still took time out of her day to give us content. And I was like, yo, and I told her, I said, look, that she helped me create my podcast because I remember one time she did a live story about creating your own content, being your own creator. And I said, yo, I'm gonna do that. And I did my podcast. I got into season 2 until I got heavily depressed because COVID, my brother dying. So I'm planning on bringing that back. But I still remember, I was like, look, she talked that existence into my ear saying, look, I'm gonna create some shit and I'm gonna move on. So I deeply appreciate her. I'm sure you all appreciate. We have to appreciate what she has done for us.
Absolutely. You make space for what you love. And clearly, like, this is a labor of love. Like you do so much and then still come and give to us.
Yeah.
I have no other way to be. And I appreciate Nella, you have a podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm coming.
Thank you for taking time out of your day as a person, as a podcaster, a creator, and then, out of your whole entire weekend to be able to join us. Daddy Shyne, you're a father and you run your own business too, don't you? He's on mute.
Ask that question again.
He's like, ask that question. He's like, call me Daddy Shyne again, girl. But I want to say I really appreciate the two of you being able to join us. You're very busy. You have your lives. You have your parenting. You have your content creating that you do. So I just wanted to say thank you. Just like I thank Jig and Dre. Nella, thank you. Shyne.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Find
your podcast and your content, you guys.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm like, I see Nella. I'm starting on my new Twitch, separating from my company's Twitch. So it's gonna be I see Nella on Twitch. But yeah, man, I really. But where can you find your stuff, Daddy? Before I go into a rant, because I don't want to.
I don't have a lot yet.
Okay.
Right now, like you were saying, I'm a father too. I have 2 kids, 2-year-old and 6-month-old.
No, 100%. I can 100% agree with that because it's just like, 100%. Because it's like, taking care of my daughter, having her in here running around, testing microphones and
just
stuff
saw
for
my
me.
kid in here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Now,
so it's just like running around, got 50 lighting. I don't know if y'all saw my lighting change. I'm sitting here about to set up for one now, and they looking like, oh, I need you to do a voice test. I'm like, give me a second. So I'm like, but yeah, man, I'm at work now doing my thing, and I've been sitting here trying to scheme my way into, okay, how can I get this Girls Can't Geek in here so we can get some gaming stuff going, some podcast stuff going. So like this ain't just for me, this is for y'all. Like this is for being able to have us on big screens and doing what we got to do. So like I 100% understand how much hard work and that effort is, and like rewarding it is once you get that past that threshold of like, dang man, I did all this work, I was up for 25 hours, you know what I'm saying? And then you look up and you see yourself and you like, but I did that. Like I know what that's like. So that's why I'm here, because I know that grind, I know that hustle, and especially when you got your mini me beside you and you like, I can't let that fall apart. So I 100% feel that 100%. Like, so that's where I coming from.
Fine. Tell us more about what you want to build, what you're creating.
My biggest thing is I want to stream. I want to involve my daughters at any turn. gaming and technology is my thing. So I really want to get them involved in that, do some daddy-daughter gaming stuff, and really start giving back to a lot of the folks in the community, because I came from a lower class area of the city. So I'm trying to give back to that. And when I grew up, the stigma was gaming is a waste of time, and you should do something else. And why are you wasting your time? You should be doing that. I didn't get bad grades or anything. I did that instead of being out in the street. So I really just want to be able to tell people that it's okay to game. Like, it's okay to. I used it as an escape, and I used it as a de-stressor. So there's a lot of positive aspects of gaming or technology itself that you can get yourself into that will, lead to positive results. So I just want to get my kids involved in that and try to help other people as well.
I love it. I love to hear it. I love to see it. It will happen. And if anything, make sure that you guys stay tuned. We will be showing you guys a little more about us every time we introduce the Discord click. Pay attention, because we going places. Until next time, I am Bunny My Game You and my co-pilot,
Jiggly Puff,
and
Dre of ALL Trades.
And
I thought it was Daddy Shine.
The screen's jumped.
Yeah, I think it moved around, but
It
yeah,
moved around a little bit.
Then I see Nella, man.
and
Daddy Sunshine.
yes, and
Come
we are
Girl,
Geek. Come on.
The mugs with the mugs.
Geek
I
Squad.
need one of those.
Yeah, that merch is going to go
Morning.
crazy. It's going viral.
All
I
right.
called the mug. I want a mug.
Right. Dre wants his mug.
Everybody's getting, you get a mug, you get a mug, we get a mug.
Come on. Definitely.
All right, you guys.
All right.
Oh,